What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with how to beat Max Verstappen. Is there a way to beat Max Verstappen right now? He's so locked in. He's so in his zone. He's in his prime. Is there a way to beat Max Verstappen? I'm intrigued. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Ring notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. What we got?
Max Verstappen dominance. Max Verstappen right now is really the talk of Formula One. That Red Bull is clearly a level above everyone else. I mean, looking like it is better than last year's car, which already was Red Bull's most dominant F1 car they ever built. So throughout the Max Verstappen dominance, of course, if you're like me, I'm sure many other fans are, I want to see 4 or 5 drivers from different teams battling it out every single time a Grand Prix goes down.
Yes. I want to see that. I want to see somebody rival him, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know he's just dominant right now. He's just on top of his game right now. But I want to see somebody challenge him, somebody rival him, bro. Like, I need one of these guys. I know Lewis did it for the longest, and Lewis is the 7-time champion, which is absolutely insane. Alonso's about to move up to second place in the standings. I'm trying. Oh, this is Leclerc, right? Leclerc, I believe. But right now it's just Max and Max alone, and everybody else is in another class.
Of course, a 4 or 5 driver battle for the championship, amazing, but we're not getting that, of course. So I started thinking, how do you beat Max Verstappen? I started to think about Max's weaknesses, and don't get me wrong, there aren't many. So I thought of some ways drivers in the future can beat Max Verstappen.
Talk to me.
I'm not a racing driver, and this definitely is absolutely useless information for any F1 driver. And I wanted to just see and explore some of Max's weaknesses and things that I think drivers could maybe capitalize on if they are ever to go toe-to-toe with Max. Starting off with qualifying. Now, many people have said in the past that qualifying might be one of Verstappen's weaknesses, but this year he seems to have really turned it up. And yes,
when I see him qualifying, bro's at the top almost every time. Like, I've seen maybe 1 or 2 times. Once, actually, I think, where he didn't start in a pole position. I think I've only, this year, I could be wrong, but I think I've only seen it once where he didn't start in a pole position.
Yes, of course, I know people are going to say, but he has the fastest car, one of the fastest cars we've ever seen. And yes, that is true, but he definitely seems to be a lot quicker over 1 lap. He definitely makes less mistakes, and I just think he has gone to another level during qualifying. I think if you can beat Max to pole position in qualifying, I think that is just a huge bonus. Of course, everyone wants to be on pole position, but you need every single advantage you can possibly get when you're up against Max. A driver like Charles Leclerc or Lewis Hamilton, 2 excellent drivers over 1 lap. We've seen Charles Leclerc even this year in a sort of struggling Ferrari put together some absolutely burning qualifying laps. Amazing pace, incredible to watch. Now, starting ahead of Max Verstappen brings me to my next point, which is race starts. Now, I actually think Max Verstappen has really improved his race starts in recent years. Max seems to have one of the fastest reaction times on the grid. I think that even if you manage to jump Max, or even if you are starting in pole position, I mean, you still need to be very aware of where Max is going to be. We've seen Max make moves that look almost impossible, and then suddenly midway through or by the end of the first corner at a racetrack, he's suddenly ahead. He seems to just place his car in positions that just put him in front.
Because he's just on top of his game, bro. He's in his prime. In that Red Bull car, it has to be the fastest. It had, but at the same time, like, the driver in that car is also the fastest. So you're putting the best driver with the best car. And I mean, 1 + 1 = 2. So best driver, best car equals no challengers.
even on some of the most difficult corners. I think race starts is a critical area for any driver who is going to take it to Max. Because even then, we see how Max can really get his elbows out. He can be a really difficult driver to battle with. Max has an ability to make himself very wide, and honestly, yes, maybe goes over the limit sometimes, but I guess that's why a lot of people love Max. Now, I also think another important strategy to have is that you need to frustrate Verstappen. I think you need to be a pest. You really need to be a pain, a bit of a nightmare to deal with. Now, I think Max has matured over the years. I think we've all seen him enter the sport as a 17-year-old boy, and now he's a grown-up, and I think he has matured throughout the years. We've definitely seen it. We've seen his attitude change, but at the end of the day, he is a racing driver like everyone else. He will get upset, he will get mad, he will get frustrated, he will let his emotions go a bit wild sometimes. It's only normal for humans to do that. I think if you can...
And it's just that's his passion coming out. I mean, when you're so passionate about something, and you know what I'm saying, you're going to get frustrated sometimes when things kind of aren't going your way. When the team might not be making the right call, you know what I'm saying, when drivers are pissed, or you know what I'm saying, it seems like they're trying to, I guess, not win, but try to take you out of the race in a way. But when you're passionate about something and you have that just absolute competitive nature, frustration does kick in.
Disrupt Max a little bit, make him feel uncomfortable, make him feel like he has more to lose. I think that would go a long way. I think the mental game isn't talked about enough in Formula One, but we have seen it a lot. Psychological wars between two drivers, I think it really does take a toll. For example, in 2016, look at all the different things Nico Rosberg did to get ahead of Lewis Hamilton. The work he had to put in was quite incredible because Lewis Hamilton was pretty untouchable. Rosberg studied philosophy. He even spoke to a psychologist very regularly. 2016 Rosberg is one of the best Formula One drivers you'll ever see because he was at his peak in almost every department. And if certain things didn't happen during that season, he still would have lost the title. The mental side of things is fascinating for any sport, for me in general. Sure. I think it is a huge part of any driver's game, any basketball player's game, or any soccer player's game. And we've seen Max Verstappen act on emotions before. Of course we have. Maybe not so much recently. I think that it's a bit different now because he is older, obviously matured as a racing driver, maybe understands himself a bit more, but we still see him sometimes get angry. Of course, that's just what happens. And finally, like any F1 driver with any hopes of winning anything, you need to get lucky. That's just the reality of Formula One. Sometimes you just need luck in your favor. You need a few things to happen that just fall your way. And this is the thing, right? Red Bull...
That's with any sport. You know what I'm saying? To win a championship, you gotta have skill. You gotta have hard work. And depending on team sports or individual sports, a couple different attributes within both. But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you also need a little bit of luck.
Bull and Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, they could win every race remaining this season. They can. It is a real possibility. But no matter how good the car is and no matter how good the drivers are, you still need luck. You still need things to go your way. You can't have an engine failure. You can't have a gearbox issue. You can't have a retirement. You can't be crashed out of the race. You need things to go right. It's just how Formula One is. Now, everyone's going to say, it's easy to beat Max Verstappen. You just need to win more races than him. You need to score more points than Max. That's how you beat him. Of course, but even if you have a car that is able to compete with Red Bull, there are still so many other things involved with beating him. Just like Max Verstappen beating Lewis Hamilton. Look at that final race of the season. The craziest thing I've ever seen in my life happened. Sometimes you just need things to happen to beat other people. Nico Rosberg in 2016. I'll bring it up again. Lewis Hamilton's engine failed in Malaysia. Suddenly, Rosberg was... it was his championship. Formula One is so fascinating to me. We get so many different drivers through different eras. And Max Verstappen right now, clearly on top of the world, clearly on top of F1. But if you're going to beat this guy, a lot has to go right. Let me know in the comment section, what do you have to do to beat Max Verstappen? If someone's in a championship battle, what is the first thing they need to do to get themselves ahead? Let me know in the comment section below. Look forward to reading. Thank you so much for watching this video. Feel free to follow me on Instagram for some behind the scenes content and future video sneak peeks. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you hit like and subscribe. We are nearly at 100,000 subscribers, and I'm really trying hard to get there, so it would be really appreciated. As always, thank you so much for your support, and I will see you in the next one.
Same here, but I'm not like, I guess I wouldn't say nearly. I'd say I'm like 3/4 of the way there. God, I hit the subscribe button. I really want that plaque. I really want that plaque badly. How to beat Max Verstappen? Yeah, you probably gotta. I don't know how to beat him. You gotta bribe somebody in his pit crew to sabotage him, bro. That's the only thing I can think of. That's all we got. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. It's your boy Neal. Out.